Welcome to Cut the Ish, Real Talk Sports, where we strip away the fluff and get straight to the heart of the game. From the hottest plays on the court to the controversies off it. We're breaking it all down with unfiltered takes and raw honesty. No sugarcoating, no holding back. Just real talk for real fans. Let's get into it.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Cut the Ish. I am your host, Keisha. I got up out my bed. We got a topic we want to talk about. We talking about Stephen A. Smith. Is he either a coward or he compromising? I'm up in the middle of the night with my boy Duval. How you feeling, Duval? You up? You there?
I'm up. I'm as awake as I'm gonna be.
You sure? You sure you gonna make it? Cause sometimes
Uh,
you be having them jokes and going crazy. So I just want to make sure you loose it.
yeah, I'm up. I'm awake. I'm just gonna be at I'm just gonna be my mind. I got my mind right.
You got your mind right? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. The boss say he got his mind right. Chat. Y'all come on in the building.
Tell ADP I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
come through one day.
Yeah, ADP be on the D block too. They
I'll be
had look
asleep.
last night was a great debate. They started off with talking about the Detroit shot, and then it ended up devolved with Detroit versus Chicago. You got to go
Mm,
catch it on the playback. It
yeah,
was
I'm gonna
Bro
catch it.
Claude and Miss D going at it. But anyway, um, hey y'all, Stephen A. has been. He's a how can I put it? He's a controversial figure sometimes in our Black culture. He has a big voice in sports media. So a lot of times when Stephen A say something, a lot of people listen, whether you like it or don't like it. We're gonna explore some of his comments, the incident with LeBron, the incident with Serena Williams' husband, a little bit about Angel Reese and her problems with the media, and we're gonna try to tie this all together and give y'all our takes on it, me and Duval, because of course we all got our different opinions, and every opinion is welcome. But I do not shy away from giving my take, no, nor does Duval. So it should be it should be a good show. Duval, you want us to just go and get into it, or you want to wait a little bit?
Nah, we get into it. I'm good.
You good?
I'm just
Let me
gonna follow you.
All right, I'm gonna start pulling up. First of all, I'm gonna start with Stephen A's intro. He did a podcast, the Pivot podcast, which everybody knows is with my boy Ryan Clark. I love that podcast. I know some people go back and forth, um, going after Ryan Clark, but really and truly, the podcast is really good. I watch it, and so Stephen A decided, I guess, after all of his hiccups in the Black culture, he's out there seeming like to me allegedly he's trying to get into the political realm. So I'm pretty sure that have something to do with him popping up on all these podcasts here lately, even though he got his own show and his own podcast. So I'm gonna start with the intro of what they did for this podcast when he sat down with Ryan Clark. So let me pull us over here to the side, and then let me get up the intro, and then me and Duval, you know us. We'll give you our take, whether you like it or you don't like it. We right there.
Hmm.
You know. He don't care. Here we go.
Being who I am, when all is said and done, I'm trustworthy. I got courage. I'm willing to say what most people ain't gonna say. I'm willing to do what most people ain't gonna do. I'm willing to be in the storm if that's what it takes. And I've proven it. I've done it.
Welcome to the Pivot. This is round two. You a new Stephen A. now.
We all know your new contract is lucrative.
You can get a chef that's gonna cook better than one of the women that you've ever dated.
Don't lie to American people like that. Ain't nothing better than home cooking. My mother, I hear her voice every day. I can't tell you how many times it's policed me from doing things that I otherwise would have wanted to do and would have decided to do that would not have been to my benefit. I grew up poor. This is the thing about my father. We were not poor because we didn't have money. We were poor because my father took the money and gave it to somebody else instead of my mother and her 6 kids that he had with her.
LeBron and you had the conversation courtside. That situation overall, are you proud of how that went?
Fuck it. This is how you want to do it? Be good. Now we're in my lane. I don't regret anything that I did in terms of handling the situation. I don't regret it now. And I would tell you my feelings haven't changed. I don't like them at all.
What goes through your mind when there's a chance you could die?
It was supposed to be fear. I'm not going to say that I wasn't scared, but I was also mad.
Alexis Ohanian comes on the show, and it's the whole big thing about him saying something about you not being married.
It would have been an entirely different situation if I were in the studio.
Why do you have that energy? Ain't you supposed to be happy with me? But it was more the LA energy.
I got that.
Yeah.
But you said that. I think the whole damn world has been Oprah-fied. I think that's where all of this stuff started.
It was Oprah's fault.
Yeah, oh, yeah, hell yeah.
What Oprah did to people?
I said, she did this to us. So all this sensitivity.
The world getting to see you as a father, that's not something we got to see publicly before.
Well, I'm not a father. I'm a daddy. They are my world. They're my everything.
Is there any such thing as overexposure, though?
I don't worry about oversaturation because I'm not feeding the same audience. I'm playing the long game. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Talk about politics now. That's a very, very dangerous realm to be in. If it's the black community, you a sellout or a coon. If it's a white community, you a racist. And that's day to day. And why would you even put yourself in that position? And I'd say, because I can. Get ready! They said I
Well, that is a lot to take in, Devon.
Mm-hmm.
Any immediate thoughts before we get into it?
He sound goofy as hell. He really do. I think Stephen A. Smith and Jason Woodlock are the same people. But I think
You think?
yeah. But I think the difference is they both want white dollars, but Stephen A. want black acceptance. And that's something he would never get based on how he line step with the black community, but then want to retreat when the black community put him in line. Leave with Jason Woodlock, he just don't give a damn. He just gonna line step and just call it a day because he already made a bed that, hey, I'm gonna go where the white dollars are because that's where my income going to be buried for a long time. But Stephen A, on the other hand, because he's so corporate mindset thinking, he'll step on the black community, but then at the same time want the black community to accept them because he want people to be convinced in the black community that his rant towards us is having good intentions. But the problem is he's not articulate as he think he is to make us believe in his vision and believe that his intentions are pure and authentic. And that's the problem with Stephen A.
He seems to think he needs to educate us on how to navigate this American society. He seems to think if we would just listen to him and follow him, we will be first. I think that's why he mentions Jasmine Crockett. I think that's why he mentions other black athletes because he's thinking if we would always think about the dollars first, if that makes sense, Devon. If we would always think about the dollars first, then that would guide us on how to move in this American society to get higher because it is obviously in his mind work for him in his career. Yeah. However, everything doesn't work that way, Stephen A. What's for you might not be for another person. Some people value other things other than money. And that's still okay. That's what makes us all humans in the society. But where his arrogance comes in is he feel like I need to tell you, since you don't have what I have, right? That you are doing your way is wrong because you don't have the money I have. And at the end of the day, most of us won't have the money he has, no matter if we cooned. If that makes sense, what I'm saying. I don't think he's completely coon. I think to be honest with you, I think he actually believes this stuff he's saying, Duvall.
Yeah.
I don't think he understands how it comes across because he is correct. He does come from what we come from. He well, I'm not. Let me not make that assumption. I didn't grow up with no silver spoon in my mouth. I don't know if you did, Devon, but we all was scratching, trying to make it. And I believe Stephen A. He come from a family of 6 kids. His mama. And I heard the part about his daddy taking care of another family. I've seen that before. So that's what I mean by come from where we come from. But now that he's gotten success, sometimes what happens with success is you tend to forget all the foundation
Hmm.
that was put in you to get to where you are right now. You start to forget that, then you start chastising people and telling people how they should talk. And never mind, I'll just touch on Jasmine Crockett for a minute. You just totally dismiss how she got there to that platform,
Mm.
Stephen A. You wouldn't have even known Jasmine Crockett's name. You see what I'm saying, Devon?
Yeah.
If she didn't speak out. So now you trying to tell her to be quiet when this is the reason why you know her name.
Hmm. Matter of fact, while I'm responding to that, I just sent you something on Instagram going to formulate my point. What I'm talking about, he wants white dollars but black acceptance,
Okay, you
and
want me to
so
play it now?
yeah, we can play it now. I'm just waiting for you to pull it up, but I can speak on this Jasmine Crockett
Go ahead.
situation while we say get this clip together and ready.
Hmm.
See, the problem with him when it comes to Jasmine Crockett, she's our Angel Reese. We
Mm.
gonna be overprotective for Jasmine Crockett because we know what she's dealing with on a daily basis. We know that the steps that she got to go against with white America going to take not only courage but conviction and effort. And so we're not gonna let you step on somebody like that when we know what she's going to face when it comes to the hostility of America itself because she is an articulate black woman that they are afraid of. See, white America are afraid of women like that and women like her, women like Angel, men like Shador, confident black individuals that know their worth and are successful. And see, that's why he, Stephen A, do not get it. That's why he don't understand why is Black America coming at me against Jasmine Crockett because Jasmine
Hmm.
Crockett is ours. She represents what we represent. She's
Hmm.
not Condoleezza Rice where we can't connect with her,
Hmm.
where she's so corporate and whitewashed when it comes to her thought. When I'm talking about Condoleezza Rice, what I'm saying
Yeah, I
that
got you.
we're not gonna have the same energy and connection and compassion and love for that woman. She's a black woman. Don't get me wrong, but we're not
Right.
gonna have the same type of motherly love for Condoleezza Rice like we would for Jasmine Crockett because we can't relate to Condoleezza Rice because Condoleezza Rice can't relate to us.
Gotcha. Hmm.
Condoleezza Rice ain't never went to Gates Barbecue.
No.
Condoleezza Rice ain't never went to a cookout and heard "Summertime" getting played by Fresh Prince of Jazzy Jeff. She never did it.
And guess what? There's no knock on her. She just can't relate. That's
She
all.
can't relate. She never dropped Chet Sodas. She don't know
Right.
what Chet Sodas is. She never went to Win Dixie.
I
You know what
did
I'm
all the
saying?
time. I
She
worked for Winn Dixie.
She ain't never had them cavities in her mouth because she drank the chest soda. She just never did it. But Jabba Crawford did. And so we relate to that. But play this clip. This what Stephen A. get triggered when it comes to how Black America view him.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So what he wanted was transparency for people to see the full workout, to see the full Colin Kaepernick. Again, you mentioned obviously Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he's coming, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother,
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute, wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Time. Wait a minute. You don't cross the line.
So what he wanted was transparency for people to see the full workout, to see the full Colin.
Oh Lord!
I'm gonna tell you two things about this.
I forgot about that exchange.
I'm gonna tell you two things about this clip.
Go ahead.
That clip is the reason why Max is no longer on that show. Because Black America said we relate to Max more than we relate to you. And see, secondly, in that same clip, if anybody got a chance, go listen to Karen Hunter. Karen Hunter also talks, political stuff as well, just like Roland Martin, but they talk more Democrat. But Karen Hunter said that out her own mouth, because her and Stephen A. had a fallout, because she had some criticism of Stephen A. on positions that Stephen A. took in the political world. And she always said that Stephen A. always have a gripe with Black America not accepting him as one of theirs. So he gets sensitive when he hit topics like this. He gets sensitive when he hit comments like this, because at the end of the day, he wants the best of both worlds. Like I said, if Jason Woodlock would have heard that same comment towards him, he would have took that with honor. He would have took that and had his buttery biscuit and smiled. Because Jason Woodlock is comfortable being that sellout. That's his desire in life, to be that sellout, to be that biscuit eating coon, that biscuit eating, jigaboo, and line stepper. Stephen A. want the best of both worlds. Stephen A. want to hold Black America accountable, but he also want Black America to be proud of him. And he can't have it both ways. You either with us or you're against us. It can't be both.
I got he's straddling the fence. Is what he's doing. He's straddling the fence. His roots is keep pulling him back, but then he get in front of certain people and he start doing other things. It's a delicate line. And here's the thing, Duvall. It's a delicate line to dance about, because you want the money. How do you stay authentic while still getting the money, Duvall?
And I think that's the balance that he's trying to figure out. He's trying to figure out, how can I get the money but still get the Black love? That's why, if you notice, he always brag about how many Black people that he employed on his show. Because he likes saying, look, Black people, look what I'm doing for us. But at the same time, when you come attack us daily, we're wondering, is you doing that really for us, or you doing that for you? Is you doing that for your ratings, or is you doing that because you really trying to put Black people in positions to succeed? Because we can't tell when you're over here one day, but then you're over here the next day. So it's like, what side of the line you on?
And you know what kills me about Stephen A? Is he's loud and obnoxious sometimes, but he's criticizing a Black woman if she's loud. He's criticizing her, all the antics that our president engaged in. You don't have criticism for that, though. That's why you have the stuff with the two faces. That's why you have to understand, Stephen A. When athletes come into contact with you, they trying to figure out which one is the real Stephen A. But we're gonna keep moving forward. That was a good clip with that is why Tara Owens never came back on First Take probably ever again.
They
I don't
fell
know
out.
if that was I don't know if that was the last,
That was
you
the last
know.
part. That was the last show. They fell out. In fact, Terrell Owens tried to sue Stephen A. and ESPN for playing I think he relayed a private message to T.O. on his phone. When I
Mm,
guess they had a private message, he relayed that on the air. So T.O. tried to sue um, Stephen A. I want to say a couple years later after this clip. But yeah,
mm-hmm.
this was the last time he was on the show, and that was the beginning of the end to Max.
For
Because at
Matt.
the end of the day, you cannot tell him on his show that a white man is more African American than him. And if you notice, and I don't think people peep game when I'm about to say this,
Mm-hmm.
before that moment, Stephen A. didn't really go to any HBCU schools to do shows live on ESPN. You notice all that came after that.
Because he went to a HBCU.
He did. But he never
Mm-hmm.
did shows at HBCU that you recall with him and Max before that moment. Now, after that moment, after he got Max off the show, all of a sudden they doing HBCU shows all the time.
I got you. I
Now
got you.
they're going
I
to
got you.
South Atlanta. Now they're going to Spelman. Now they're going to his automata. I forgot where he
And
went,
then
but
and then Prime started coaching, and then you had all that going on.
hmm
Yeah, yeah.
and then he went to Savannah State, which was Shannon Sharp automata.
Shannon Sharp School where he
hmm
went to. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's just like
Mm,
again, if you notice, he wasn't doing that beforehand. But after T.O. made that comment, all of a sudden he started going to those HBCUs. Because
mm-hmm.
like in his mind, this was his way to try to prove his blackness. And I
Mm.
remember shortly after that show, he came on the air wearing a like what you call that kind of jacket? One of like
What?
the African jackets.
Oh
Like one of
Lord.
and
No, he
we
did.
yeah, he
Really?
did. Yes, he did. And he like, you know what I'm saying, I forgot what they call it. But he came on the show one day after that particular moment wearing that type of jacket as if he wanted to prove his blackness. Because like I said, him not being called black enough bothered him more than anything. And I think
Yeah,
that
that's
would
what it was.
really
Wisdom Salem State. You're correct,
yeah,
Dad.
Wizard of State, yeah. So that's
Mm-hmm.
his automatic. He went there and he did some shows there and stuff like that. So like that would really like bother his crawl that he can't have the best of both worlds. But we can move on. Because we
We
like I
go.
said, we want to touch on some stuff in particular.
All right, let's get to I got another video file we're gonna listen to and we're gonna react, y'all. It's him just talking about, okay, let me ask you which one you want. Hold on, if it come up. This is just him talking about the culture of
hmm
sports media, and then we'll talk about the LeBron incident before we get to Serena. So here we go.
hmm
Guess what? I found a way to win anyway. So this is what I've done. And so, what you see is a different culture. And that's a conversation we never get into it really about in professional sports, but primarily the NBA, where you got cats and they go at NBA players and stuff like that. Like, you bring up LeBron. You ever see LeBron go at a white boy? It's called what it is. You ever see him do that? You saw him come at me. Closest you ever came to seeing him do something like that was when he called out Brian Windhorst. What you calling out Brian Windhorst for? The man covered you since junior high school and has praised you repeatedly. And you use the Pat McAfee situation to go at him. You understand? And that's the only time you ever seen LeBron James, really go at somebody white. I'm going to call it what it is. So we understand each other. I understand a lot more. And I'll divulge to my boy and his boy right here, when I did my monologue for 17 and a half, 18 minutes the day after he decided to go on Pat McAfee's show. All right. And I said what I said and meant every syllable of what I said. Immediately after, I was informed that we won't be hearing more from him about me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Because I got receipts. Anytime, any place, anywhere. It's not just him. I pride myself on being a fair-minded individual, being professional, but I'm also a proud black man. And I know not only what I've done, what I've tried to do for black men in our industry, black men in the world of sports, covering stuff the way that I do. I might have to call you out sometimes. But you know why I'm calling you out? Because there's a whole bunch of other black people I got to look out for, and they can't make the same errors you just made. Because if they did, it would ruin their life. You're ultra talented, so you could get away with it. So I could talk about how wrong you are, but I need to use you as that example because I got a bigger vision. And the bigger vision is to make sure to shield cats from making those same kind of mistakes that will end their careers.
Let's stop right there because I gotta take that down for just a minute. I'm gonna tell you why, Devon. Because I want to show what he said about Bronny, and I
Before you
want
go
you.
there,
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
react to that clip right there.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because it's gonna tie into the Bronny situation and
Go
all
ahead.
that. He ain't lying. LeBron James is the biggest fraud in media, just like Stephen A. The reason why they angry at each other because they're more of the same. I'm gonna tell you why. LeBron James can go at Trump because Trump is easy target. Most people don't like Trump. They didn't like what Trump do to black people, but most people don't like Trump, so it's easy to call Trump a bum. But when what's the lady name? Tamir Rice, when her son got murdered in your own home city, Ohio, Cleveland, didn't speak on it. When somebody got murdered at your I Promise school, didn't speak on it. The China situation, when Daryl Morris spoke for, hey, China, free the China protesters. He was in China, danced around there because he got business in China. So it's like LeBron James do a lot of stuff for his own self-interest. But then he go at certain people that he know can't fight him back the way that he can be fought back under other circumstances. So that's why I said I want to touch on that so you can tie into the Bronny situation and everything else.
No, I get where you're coming from. One thing about it is you can't pick and choose, and I get completely where you're coming from. Hold on, I'm a just play what started the whole, I guess, Stephen A. and LeBron thing. Me personally, I'm gonna let you listen, and then I'm gonna give you my take because I think he crossed the line, but we're gonna get to everything that's going on here. Hold on.
I'm really, really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James. One of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball, number 2 in my eyes. A treasure to the game of basketball that we should and will all miss when he is gone. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffeys in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do. I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings. Molly, Doggy, put them up on the screen because I want to see their face when I say this. Right now, Bronny James is averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds. You know what people are saying. You know what they're going to do to this kid. In 13 games, he has played 44 minutes. He has scored 4 points. He is shooting 1 of 16 from the field, 0 for 7 from three-point range. How are you doing him favors? We know that he's not ready yet. And I'm saying this with compassion. I'm asking the greatest player in the game, one of the top 2 players in the history of basketball, an ambassador for this game, the face of the league, a 4-time champion, a guy that's gone to 10 NBA finals, one of the greatest we have ever or will ever see, who is a basketball savant. You know better than me, better than Doggy, better than JJ Redick, better than Rob Pelinka, better than any basketball analysis or analyst that exists. You know what these numbers mean. You know what it's going to do to your son, to people who are missing out on opportunities, that are busting their tail on other NBA teams in the G League, in Europe, and everywhere else, what kind of opportunity they're starving for. You're exposing your son like this?
First of all, Ronnie James was taken 55th overall. Why is Stephen A. covering a guy that was taken 55th overall? We know why. Because he's LeBron James' son. My other thing is this. The other sons of great players that's been coming through sports and got a chance to play and either excelled or didn't excel. Did you ever see Stephen A. Smith go up there and talk about a 55 overall pick like this? I know LeBron manipulates the media. Everybody and their mama know that. But in my opinion, in this instance, him bringing up him being a father, and you need to stop this, stop your child from pursuing this dream that they have, I think was out of bounds, and he needs to stay in his freaking lane, in my opinion. Because you don't tell me what to do with my kid. I'll let you go, Duvall.
I get what you're saying, but I can kind of see where Stephen A. is coming from on this. And the reason why I can see where he's coming from on it is this. It's bad enough that you got your son in the league that didn't deserve opportunity because he wasn't good enough. You should have made him stay in school, develop his skills, develop his talent, and allow him to get into the NBA the right way. But the only reason why he's in the NBA right now, because LeBron James, in his wicked ways, if you follow LeBron, how he try to do things, he tried to so bad do stuff and to have things on his bucket list to surpass Michael Jordan. Because this is all this is about. So playing with his son, that son Jordan never did. You know what I'm saying? Get his son on the roster that he's on. That son Jordan never did. Scoring over 50,000 points. That's something Jordan never did. Playing over 25 years in the NBA. I think it's his 24th year. I believe because
somewhere right up in there.
Yeah, the 03 draft. So probably say 23rd year just to be safe. That's something Jordan never did. And so we know that the reason why your son is in the NBA, not only because you want your son to pursue his dream, but we know that that's a feather in your cap when it comes to your bucket list of surpassing Michael Jordan in your mind, in his mind, I mean. And so it's not out of, okay, my son is a great player and he deserves opportunity. It's mostly about how can I boost my resume enough where I have enough confidence to say, hey, this is the reason why I'm better than who everybody feels like is the greatest player of all time. Because that just don't mean something to LeBron. That means everything to LeBron. And that's where we don't see the real authenticity when it comes to LeBron James and the things that he does in the NBA for the greater good of the NBA because he's doing everything for his own purpose and his own self-serving agendas.
But Duvall,
Mm-hmm.
two things could be true.
Yes.
What does that have to do with you questioning the man's fatherhood?
I say that because he already know the truth. And I think that's why he went that route. I'm not saying it's right. I understand.
And you think he has the right
No.
Okay.
I know people are sensitive about their kids, and that's why you have to be careful when you talk about people's children, because people will kill you over their children.
Yeah.
I don't care how much of a coward you think somebody is.
Right.
You tell somebody kids, you will find out that day your ass can die behind somebody's child. Somebody will really go crazy and be a lunatic and be willing to do life in jail behind their kids. And if they don't have that mindset, then they shouldn't have children. Because your children should be your first love.
And I'll tell you another thing, Duvall, too. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I'm good.
I just wanted to take another thing is I don't know how I would have felt when you go on a platform like Stephen A has access to and question my parenthood. It's one thing to question it to me. It's another thing to be up there with Molly and Doggy, because they even look like I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, oh boy.
Right? Like, yes, as a parent, Duvall, you know I'm a parent. Yes, I could be wrong. But don't try to humiliate me in front of millions of people sitting around with your colleague. In my opinion, he just didn't need to go there. He could have questioned the Lakers and why they picked him up. All that is valid. I get it. The boy wasn't playing good enough. I get it, Duvall.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm all that dramatic pausing and LeBron, please stop this, man. You a parent.
I get exactly what you're saying. Like I said again, put this particular clip in context. This was right after that Philly game where because usually they used to play before this moment. They play not LeBron, but Bronny James like at the end of the game, like last 2 minutes when the game was over either way, and see what he got. You know what I'm saying? Like a comfort act. And see, I think that's another thing that irked Stephen A. Because it was more of a comfort act because he didn't deserve to be there at that time. Because if Bronny was truly deserving of being in the NBA at an NBA spot, you will play him throughout the game. I ain't say you had to play on 30, 40 minutes, but you'll play on 15 minutes throughout the course of the game where, you know what I'm saying, he could really be spot rest for a starter to get their breath so they can come back in the game and really contribute. You play that man at the end of the game when it don't matter. So so you telling the world that your son don't deserve to be there because you only play him at the end of the game. Right before this clip. Now on this clip, he got played in the first half. And he was embarrassed. And I'm talking about Bronny. Like he didn't have no points in that game. And
no, he didn't. He didn't do well.
And Tyrese Maxey like basically played with his food. Matter of fact, it reminds you of that clip. Remember when Camilla got played with by Ryan Howard in Atlanta? It was worse than that in that game with Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey was basically playing with Bronny James. And I think that's why Stephen A. reacted the way he did, because playing him at the beginning of the game really exposed that Bronny James shouldn't have been in the NBA at all. And so because he know he shouldn't have been in the NBA, he know what his father did, and he knew why the intentions of why his father, LeBron James, did what he has done. It's like you making this a circus act. It's no longer about basketball anymore. You know what I'm saying?
But Stephen A. is a journalist, and it's not his place to be somebody's daddy or confidant or tell people how to live their life.
Or therapist.
He is a art therapist. He is a journalist, and he's overstepping himself.
I agree.
That's my point.
I
And
agree.
he feels like he can do this because he's part of the black culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee you, he wouldn't have did this to a white son of a prominent athlete.
Yeah, and because you could be right by that, because yeah, you do that to the wrong white son.
Right.
A lot of those sponsors that's on ESPN can be taken down,
Right.
and so yes, he would be more delicate when it comes
Mm.
to a Caucasian child than it is somebody like LeBron James child. Because let's be honest, white America don't like LeBron James like that. White America feel like LeBron James sometimes step out of line as if he don't know his place. Remember,
Look, Duvall, before you say that, the same thing Doggy was feeling. Like, yeah, I don't wanna get in trouble.
nah, he
No.
what Duggan feel like that Southwest commercial. I want to get
No.
away.
Yeah. Keep going. But Doggy was like, no, no.
Duggan like, you sure? He knew how this was gonna end up. He said, you sure? But again, it's like he knows when when it comes to Caucasian America, he knows that he can't come at certain people a certain type of way. Which we gonna get to that.
Okay.
Because if it's going because like a LeBron James, yeah, white America don't like him either like that. Because remember, ain't the same lady was like, shut up and dribble? That's where
Yeah.
they came from. White America.
Uh-huh.
White America was telling LeBron James and Kevin Durant, shut up and dribble. Know
Uh-huh.
your place. But yeah, let's continue with this clip. I know ain't nothing really
So
but say it.
let me ask you something. Do you think LeBron was just grandstanding?
Yes. Because like I said, a real man would have pulled that man to the side after the game and had that conversation. And he probably could have cussed him out and everything else, and nobody wouldn't really known like that. But I think LeBron James wanted to do that for a reason, because he wanted to show the world that, hey, I'm going to big boy Stephen A. Smith. And he knows that Stephen A. Smith can't retaliate like that and give him the same energy, because Stephen A. one is not a gangster. He's not a person with street ties or anything like that. He's corporate as they come. Like I said, he
Mm-hmm.
about his dollar, so he always gonna step his ass in line and be exactly where he needs to be to collect all his money, because himself and his children is accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And let's be honest, and this might ruffle a couple of African American people while I'm about to say this. He know the African American community is not going to support his lifestyle if he was to truly crash out and lose everything he worked hard for. Because at the end of the day, we don't have the income like that to support somebody else on that grand stage, like the money that he's getting currently. And so
Right.
he knows that he can't retaliate. So he knows Stephen A can't retaliate towards him in that same manner that somebody else that we gonna show would have if you would
But
try that same trap with him.
I got a question though, Duvall.
Hmm.
Maybe LeBron felt like you carried your butt up in front of millions of people, so I need to give you that same energy.
Could be true. But LeBron
Mm-hmm.
also know who he dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, yeah, LeBron knew. See, LeBron knew Stephen A. wasn't gonna stole on him, Duvall.
Yeah.
He knew Stephen A. wasn't gonna fight him.
Yeah, he know there ain't no gangster. He know even Stephen A had that type of mentality. He know that Stephen A have a lot to lose. Like I said, if
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah.
A would have reacted the way he would have reacted, you talking about that man who still is the face of the league, who
Mm-hmm.
still got the ear of Adam Silver, whose best friend is the richest and the most powerful agent in the league. You don't think they could go to Adam Silver and tell Adam Silver, hey, we will not do no more interviews for ESPN. We will not do no more interviews for your network television show when it comes to NBA coverage, unless you get Stephen A. out there. And and know how I know for a fact that can happen. I wish I would told you this on the phone, but I'm gonna tell you this now because I thought about that just a second ago.
Go ahead.
Stevie and Al Silver would have got Stephen A off the air by doing this because he did this to somebody else. And I forgot he did this.
Who?
Can I interest you in the name of Jeff Van Gundy?
Oh, what did I don't remember. Enlighten me. What did
Jeff
he do?
Van Gundy was him and Mark Jackson was the best game day analysts in all the networks. TNT, not because they is ABC, but TNT at the time, I guess they're the only two that really covered, say the NBA. So TNT and like ESPN. But they're the best game day coverage. They're the number 1 A team. Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy got fired because allegedly Bob Iger, who is the president of
Disney,
was told by Albert Silver that Jeff Van Gundy is too critical of the league and our officials, and it don't promote the game. So Bob Iger got Jeff Van Gundy ass up out of there, and he got Mark Jackson's ass up out of there. Like I say, they was the best game day NBA broadcast that it was. The ones that people quote their soliloquies, their cliches, and everything.
Me too. I do it all the time. Yeah.
They was it. They was the it couple. And Alan Silver went to Bob Iger, who was the president of Disney, and said, "Hey, you got to get rid of Jeff Van Gundy because he's too critical of our game. He's too critical of our league. He's too critical of our officials." And they got rid of Jeff Van Gundy. And they got rid of Mark Jackson. You don't think Stephen A know that? So you don't think Stephen A will know? Okay, LeBron really want to push the issue. He go to Albert Silver and he tell Albert Silver, "Hey man, all the stuff I'm just saying," and then Albert Silver go to Bob Iger again and be like, "Hey man, you gotta get rid of Stephen A out there because, like I say, he making it too uncomfortable for our players to want to do interviews and everything else for our TV contract that we paying a lot of money for to play y'all games for not to have the players' cooperation to get quotes and things like that for our fans to be connected to the league." And see, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna tell you why Stephen A can't be getting rid of, even though he's the face of the network right now. Because again, Stephen A wasn't always the face of First Take. Skip Bayless was the face of First Take first.
No, Skip was, yeah.
And then before that, it was Woody Page.
Yeah, I remember.
So you know what ESPN gonna think? We always get somebody else to be the new Stephen A. And we probably get another person to be the new Stephen A for much cheaper. And at that time, when all this was occurring, Shannon Sharp was still there, First Take.
And he was in contract negotiations. Yeah.
They could have easily been like, "We'll just slide Shannon Sharp there, put Chad Johnson there. We'll make Nightcap First Take. And get rid of Stephen A. Shit. The show still be moving. They'll still get the
rate. That was before the Shannon Sharp scandal and all that. Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? So that's why, in retrospect, that's why I feel like LeBron is a coward, because he know that man can't react. Because he know that Stephen A. got a lot more to lose than he do.
I'm starting to understand where you're coming from.
But now, let's get to another person who, you know what I'm saying, LeBron James had to think a minute before he made that kind of decision.
Which one you want me to do first? This one or the one up top?
The first, though, what he said first.
Okay, here we go.
What the gangster said first.
Right, he's so dang on stupid. Hold on. Let me pause it and bring it up.
Ooh-wee.
Oh wait, I ain't got it up. Hold on.
Do you need to be started again?
No, I'm playing and looking at it, but I ain't got it up on the screen.
Yeah, you gotta get it up on the screen.
Right.
I'm like, man, he one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And they was like, why not? Why you wouldn't want to play with him? I say, because I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way them white women look at LeBron.
Oh
Like when soon as he
Lord.
walk out there, they just be like, oh, they be dicked out. But it's like I noticed when he go do the handshake with the main player on his team, which is that, it's like, you act like I'm bothering you, bitch. Like,
Right.
I'm the greatest player in the world, one of them. Like top 5, top 10, I'm one of them. And I'm in the playoffs. And you act like the warden of the jail. Like you came here to police me. Like you ain't, like, you not dicked out like these white women just dicked out about me in here. Like, so, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, bro. Because when I've been around that dude just, his spirit so loving and giving, it hurt me. It hurt me to see that.
Mm.
I'm like, man,
So
he
this,
one of the
so
greatest.
this is the dude. He should have. You know what? I'm not LeBron, but LeBron, I'm gonna tell you this.
Remember the LeBron reaction? Show LeBron reaction to when he heard that clip.
Oh, is it over
Right here.
there?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, he said, "Kings don't concern themselves with the opinions of peasants. Where to next, Queen? Let's get it."
Now, you see what's so funny?
But
But Kevin
LeBron,
Gates, listen here. What Kevin Gates said was worse than anything that Stephen A. said. He called your wife a B and everything. And I always was told you put your wife for your kids. And he
he
called
should
your
have been
wife a B
pimped.
and everything. And then right after he said that little quote that you read, he went right to the Lakers game, courtside.
LeBron should have pimp slapped this dude, man. He's sitting there right there looking.
Mm-hmm. Right
LeBron didn't
courtside.
have to pimp slap him, but he should have walked up on him like he did Stephen A. I get you, Devon.
Right there. He act like he ain't see him. Because you know why? Because that's a real gangster. He got killers they'll harass LeBron and his family for clout. He don't even have to pay them. They'll do it for clout. LeBron knows that. So he knows who to step to. Because that's a real killer right there. If you don't know who Kevin Gates is, go look up that that NBA young boy beef with him. And him and Boots are beef. Oh, it get real. That LeBron knows who's a real gangster.
So you saying LeBron a fake gangster?
Oh, of course. LeBron know not to get stupid, because that's what he would have gotten if he would have stuck to Kevin Gates like that. Kevin Gates would have stole off on him for real. Right in front of everybody.
Tika Miller, LeBron is not playing with Mr. Tufo,
Nah.
a.k.a. Kevin Gates.
No. LeBron James would have got stole off for real. He wouldn't did all that talk. He would have stole off on LeBron for real. And his goons would have waited for LeBron right after that game. And LeBron ain't want no type of problem. So that's why I don't like the hypocrisy of LeBron. And that's why Stephen A., when he says stuff like that, he's absolutely right. Because if you're a real dude, LeBron, had that same engine for him. Who said worse? He said that about your wife. Call your wife a B and everything. He's basically saying your wife don't even want you.
That's what he said.
That's somebody you should have went and stepped to and be like, hey, bro, hey, player, man, you messing up my household here. What's going on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You speaking on a marriage that you don't got no part of.
You right.
You disrespecting my wife, and my wife ain't never said nothing bad about you, never even mentioned your name. My wife probably don't even know you.
Right.
But he won't do that because that's a real gangster. They got real killers that would really do something to him and his family. And I'm not saying that like, you know what I'm saying, like it's something to be like a flex. I'm just saying that he knows that that's a guy that don't mind risking it all for his respect. See, Stephen A will swallow his respect for his dollars. Kevin Gates will lose his life for his respect. A lot of gangsters will lose their life for their respect. That's why you gotta be careful how you approach gangsters. Because like I said, one bad move could be bad for everybody. And so,
well, I'm glad he didn't approach him. No,
he's smart enough not to approach him. But that's why a lot of Black Americans don't take LeBron James and what he does and what he says seriously, because everything is calculated. It's not authentic. It's not genuine. I mean, I know we don't got a clip for this, but I'm gonna just mention this for a quick second. It's just like the Caitlin Clark situation. The reason why those women in the WNBA got that stigma about hurting Caitlin that was undeserved before she even stepped in the WNBA, because LeBron and his comments, and because Charles Barkley and his comments.
That's true.
He ain't never had that same concern about Angel Reese. Why he ain't never say, hey, y'all need to thank Angel Reese. She helped y'all get the planes. She helped y'all be fashionable. She helped y'all be more femininity. She, she helped push the culture forward. He ain't say none of that.
Nope.
Because he didn't care about the interests of Black people at that time.
Nope. Yep.
He cared about
I don't have no argument, bro.
He cared about his white dollars. And what his white dollars? Caitlin Clark and Nike. So he made those comments, disparaging Black women in the WNBA who, by the way, didn't say nothing to Caitlin. It was Diana Taurasi, another white woman, who said that. Who said reality is coming. And so he did that to white women. He did that bidding for a white woman toward Black people that never did nothing to that white woman, because she never played in the WNBA at that time. Charles Barkley did the same thing. And what they did was gave Caucasian America, conservative, Republicans among MAGA, the ammunition they need to say Black people, Black women in the W is targeting Caitlin for no reason. And make Caitlin be this sympathetic figure, this caring, so they all can make money off of those Black women that didn't do shit to that woman. But they do that. But he did that not because he wanted to be fair. He said that because he cared about his white dollars. That's why LeBron James is a fake, he a fraud, and he a P-U-S-S-Y. I will say it because at the end of the day, he's not authentic to himself, and that's why a lot of people don't take him seriously behind the scenes. I promise you that.
Well, tell us how you really feel. Let me finish up what he was saying to Ryan Clark. Let you take a breath for a minute. Here we go.
To worry about that because you're too talented and gifted and you've already achieved so much that you don't have to worry about that. But do they look at it that way? Do they look at the big picture? No. Why? Because they want to hate on you. I've been in this business for over 30 years. There is not a single athlete, a single executive, a single owner. There is no one associated with sports that could tell you they came up to me and said they want to talk to me. They picked up the phone and said they want to talk to me. And I refused to talk to them. And that after talking to me, if I got their perspective, I got you. Because I don't have to agree with you. Yep. But if you're man enough to talk to me and give me your perspective, I have an inherent obligation professionally to make sure that I contextualize your words properly and I present them in a fashion that you asked me to do that. When that doesn't happen, it's because these cats refuse to talk to me. And if you refuse to talk to me, why? What's the reason? Could it be because you don't have an argument? Could it be because you can't sit before me and put your facts up against mine and have a discussion man to man? Because if I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. And I've proven throughout my career that if I'm wrong publicly, I'm not going to apologize privately. I will come and apologize publicly. See, with somebody like LeBron, you ain't getting no apology. I'm too little. I'm too meaningless. I'm too insignificant for somebody like him to be man enough to say, yo, you really didn't do that to my son. You were really calling me out. I was the one that, whether it's getting him into the draft, getting him drafted by the Lakers, having him brought up from the G League, putting him up against Tyrese Maxey in the first quarter on a night after he was in the G League the night before. I didn't call those things out until that last part happened. I didn't say anything when he's a McDonald All-American and he was only averaging 14 points a game. I didn't say anything when he went to USC and he had the heart ailment and people were speculating about why that was. I didn't say anything when he said he was entering the NBA draft. I didn't say anything when he ended up getting picked by the Lakers. I didn't say anything when he was there opening night with the Griffeys, Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. celebrating. I stood up and applauded.
That's a great moment.
I thought it was a great moment. And most importantly, I thought LeBron James deserved it because he did so much for the league. I said the league owes him this. Whatever he wants. If that's what he wants, that's what he wants. And the money, he's underpaid. So I don't care what his son getting paid. Go for it. I think his son's going to end up being a good pro. He keeps working on his game. I said all of these things. It's just that after one night in Philly, I said, wait a minute now. Now you asking us to ignore doing our job. We saw what we saw. He's not ready yet. That doesn't mean he won't be ready. And because of that, you caused this whole brouhaha? Nah, we not backing up from that. No, nobody is getting me to back up from that at all. LeBron was wrong, and he will forever be wrong. And as far as I'm concerned, anybody in this business or anybody that wants to be in this business, especially these athletes with their podcasts that don't see it, well, just consider yourself blind or unethical, because anybody with professional ethics who knows sports and knows what comes with it knows I did not do anything wrong to that young man. But to paint me as somebody that would attack a child just because I dislike you, it's low. It's low, and that's what it is, and that's where it's going to stay. And the only reason I said it is because you asked me, and it's because of how I feel, and I'm not going to change. And if he don't say nothing, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to do my job. If there's another confrontation, I assure you I'll be better ready and better prepared this time. I promise you that.
I know it's coming.
No.
I promise you.
I would say, let me go for a minute. I think Stephen A. Smith is still a little tone deaf. And the reason why I say that is he acknowledged that several athletes, don't want to take his calls, when he's talking about certain things. And he acknowledged that he felt that LeBron, was upset with him because of him not liking him. And I think, and he also made mention to all these athletes with their own podcasts, and that's not going to be professional and blah, blah, blah. But Stephen A. Smith, as a journalist, you have to look in the mirror at some point, bruh, and understand that a lot of these athletes don't trust you for whatever reason. But for whatever reason, Devon, I'm not going to even get into the reasons they don't trust you. And for a journalist to start to lose trust with the people they cover should make you revisit some of your stances and tactics. Not that you were wrong, but that if you don't have trust in this business of journalism, it's a hard road for you. So, like, that means you just give and take on what you think is happening, but you don't talk to these athletes to actually know what is happening. And so that means the public know that these certain people don't talk to you. So why would they take your take seriously? Am I making sense, Devon? If I know you can't talk to certain people because they don't trust you, they didn't put you pretty much on a blacklist. Because Angel Reese have came to this conclusion too that none of these journalists she don't trust at all. That making a lot of athletes do their own podcasts. That's so much because they don't trust journalism and journalists, and they don't think they're being professional. Don't you think at some point, Stephen A., you got to look in the mirror and wonder why that is? Because people, little by little, your credibility is going to wane. Go ahead, Devon.
I think it's how I can put this. Stephen A. is a classic narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he thinks his approach is wrong.
Mm.
I think what he think is his approach is morality and integrity and ethical. I
Mm.
think that's I think he's so tone deaf or how he approaching people that he don't see the flaws in his approach and how he do things. Now with his LeBron, him and LeBron beef, like I said, that's all about Michael Jordan.
Yeah, yeah.
Stephen A is a Michael Jordan guy. Him and Michael Jordan have a great relationship. LeBron and Michael Jordan don't have a relationship like that. And LeBron want to be considered the greatest of all time, but the public consider Michael Jordan the greatest of all time. And I think that bothers LeBron. So
Mm.
that's where their beef began. And I think the Bronny situation just made it go from, let's just say, 5 to 10. But it is a situation where Stephen A, because he became so corporate over the years, he got less and less athlete interviews because of it. Because if you go back to first take in the early years, they used to get interviewed with NFL players, NBA players all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Now, the only interviews they really get is like former athletes like Magic Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Al Iverson, people that he had relationships with over the years,
Prior. Yeah.
or Caucasian people from other sports, like somebody that'll be from wrestling, somebody that'll be from MMA, stuff like that. But he don't get those exclusive interviews that he once gotten in his early years because slowly but surely he has incidents with multiple athletes and the way that he attacked black athletes in general made black athletes don't trust him. I
Mm.
mean, I can give you a couple examples. Remember when what's the guy named Josh Gordon? Before they made weed basically legal in the NFL now. Remember how he used to always crash out on black athletes that got caught smoking weed?
Yeah.
We
You
all
stay off the weed.
weed.
Yeah.
We all acknowledge weed ain't no drug that should be something that America should be afraid of. But
Right.
he used to crash out on black America about weed smoking. But then you had somebody like Josh Hamilton that was a constant cocaine and pill addict, great baseball player,
He was great baseball player.
a stretch where he was one of the best in the game. He
Right. But
never crashed out.
he had them demons.
He had them things, but never and alcohol too. Let me not
Mm-hmm.
forget alcohol. He never crashed out on Josh on Gordon like that. Not Josh Gordon, but on Josh Hamilton like that.
Josh Hamilton. Yeah.
And so a lot of those black athletes they peep game when it comes to stuff like that, and they also peep game when it comes to when Stephen A. would say about Lamar Odom that the reason why the Knicks ain't signed him because he smoked crack, which wasn't true. Now Lamar Odom did drugs. Don't get me wrong. He almost died for doing drugs.
Right.
But to say he smoked crack on the air, as if you trying to say he's a base head, or you trying to say that he's such a drug demon that he don't even deserve a shot in the NBA, when we know NBA players that had history of drugs all the time, black athletes sees that. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when he don't get those interviews, when people turn their back on him, he don't really think he doing anything wrong. He just so tone deaf with how he approaches people that he don't have nobody in his life that will tell him the truth. And that's the bottom line of
Is
it.
that the bottom line?
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to, and I'm gonna play something. That brings us to um the new athletes that's out here. The ones you got one big one in Angel Reese, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Stephen A. probably will never get this interview. I mean, she just had one of the biggest nights a couple of days ago. It was on everything. It was everywhere. CNN, I mean, MSN, whatever you wanted to say. It was
Mhm.
everywhere. And it used to be that Stephen A could get these type of interviews
Instantly. Because
instantly.
before we keep going, and I'm gonna
Go
tell you
ahead.
why he used to get those kind of interviews. One, let's just not talk about CNN and everything. Let's talk about the Harper, the
Hmm.
#1 white magazine. Angel was featured on there, spread. We could talk about like I said, we could talk about Vibe. Vibe did another spread on Angel. So like she got all the magazines and everything else. But back in the day, he used to get those type of interviews, even if he was who he was. I'm talking about the way he approached black athletes among other people because you needed mainstream media because that's the only thing you had.
Right.
Now you got other options. And
Correct.
because you got those other options, you no longer have to go through traditional media to be heard or for your message to be seen from the world. And that's the same thing with yeah, that's the same thing with like even your own voice. Like I said, we used
Mhm.
to have to call into the radio show, you know what I'm saying, for us to get heard from about topics of various people on our local radio show or even national radio show. Now we is our radio show. We have our
All
own
right.
audience. We can talk to our own people and get our own thoughts and views out there. We got our
Hmm.
own people that values and respect what we say as
Hmm.
individuals. We no longer have to call, say, ESPN and have a complaint about Stephen A. Smith on the air or have a complaint about this person or that person because we don't need mainstream media anymore. So I'm gonna let you keep cooking.
Yeah. So now we're gonna talk about the new athletes, the new athletes.
Hmm.
Are we ever gonna see them on mainstream media? Let's listen to Angel Reese.
Before the game. Like I'm terrified of what the media is about to ask. Like it could be the nicest question, but it's going to get flipped or put into a different light or a different perspective. And it's like, are you here intentionally to start mess or are you intentionally here to ask a question? And it's really tough for me, especially in the media. It's like, I don't want to do an interview with anybody. Like I get excited for certain people, like a Taylor, like certain people I know I can talk to, but like I'll take the fine. Like I literally will take the fine. I'd rather take the fine. Seriously, I'd rather take the fine sometimes rather than talking to the media because it always gets flipped. And I think that's where media has gotten these days. Like you could literally post the sky was blue and Angel said that is too dark. That's too, like stuff like that, you know? So I think it just for me, like the media is like really scary. Like that's why I've never been on anybody else's podcast. I'm scared to do stuff like that because I know how things could get flipped.
First of all, I got to roast Angel Reese just for a second.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got to roast her. Baby girl, you being disingenuous. And I'll tell you why you being disingenuous, baby girl. Because you say you'll take the fine. That shit ain't number $200. You ain't swearing that shit. You pay, man. You said you didn't get that shit out your pocket. Pay that. We ain't swearing that. $200. You wipe your ass with $200 right about now. You making millions.
The W probably need to change their fine structure
They
for
better
Angel
change that
Reese.
fine that TVA. Man, 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 Angel get a letter. They say $200 fine. She probably tell Top, you don't get your goofy ass out my face with that shit. Talk to my agent. Man, we ain't thinking about no goddamn $200 fine. So yeah, you'll eat that shit up. But in all seriousness, because you know Angel my favorite player. That's my little goat. My goat. I go to war for you, Angel. I know why she's saying this.
Mm-hmm.
What that woman got to deal with every day, I don't think most people can deal with it. Most people probably would have committed unalive themselves among any other
Mm-hmm.
thing for the weight that this woman has to carry. And case in point, that interview in the newspaper with the Chicago Tribune with Julia Pone. First of
Mm-hmm.
all, they were so desperate for clicks, they put it out right then and there when they didn't have to. They could have waited to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And they was going to get the same reaction regardless.
Right,
If you
right,
put it
right.
during the season or after the season. But they're so desperate for clicks because they Their newspaper company wasn't getting no clicks at that time. They need something to make them relevant.
They did.
And they put it out there right there. That brings mistrust to Angel Reese. Also, what brings mistrust to Angel Reese when you got Annie Constable that works for the team. And now she putting out a hit piece on the team's behalf to smear her name and to have her teammates turn on her. And then she see her teammates, her goof ass teammates, Ari Atkins. Don't be trying to like pictures and put your name under Instagram posts trying to be pro Angel Reese. Now suck a meat patty and stay on that side. Because we seen your real character. We seen the truth. When you could have had access to that girl, pull that girl to the side one-on-one like, Angel, what's going on? Well, do you feel some type of way towards me? She would have respected your gangster if you'd have approached her like that. But no, you want to approach another newspaper and put your comments there and then tell the reporters that shoot around, we support the team decision to suspend the superstar Angel Reese. One, it comes across as jealousy. Two, it comes across as tone deaf. Do you know the history of Chicago Sky, how they treat their star players over the years? So you support that? You support their characteristics? You support their ethics? Ariel? But it's stuff like that, because I ain't trying to go on a tangent in that situation because we touched on that before. But it's stuff like that is the reason why she don't trust the media anymore. Because they intentionally flipped her words and intentionally put out a hit piece on her because she drives clicks and conversation. They don't care about that woman's mental health. They don't care about how that woman could take the barrier of the brunt of the criticism and the backlash that comes from people misinterpretation of who she is and what she represents. They just want their clicks, they want their dollars, they want their pay raises, they want their promotions. They don't care about the humanity of a person. And that's why people like her don't trust media. That's why she got her own media platform going. That's why she got her own interviews. That's why she got her own podcast. So she can control her own narrative to her own audience. Because she don't no longer trust the media to do the right thing. Because we feel like right now, unlike back in the days, the media used to be objective. You had to be objective. The code of ethics was to be objectivity when it came to the media. Now today's media is fanboys of whoever person that they like. We see Clayton Clark contingent media. We see Angel Reese contingent media. We see Angel Wilson contingent media. We see LeBron James contingent media. We see Steph Curry contingent media. They are fanboys now in the media. There's no objectivity. They're not calling down the middle. They're gonna commentate and critique whatever player that they are critiquing based on if they're fanboy or whoever person they are standing for likes or dislike that person. We know the truth. And that's why she feels that way.
So do you think people like on mainstream like Stephen A is gonna be able to relate and get these stars now? Or do you see that Stephen A sees the trend is changing and that's why he's diving into politics?
I think Stephen A. Reason why he diving into politics because he know his sports platform has peaked. He can't go nowhere from here. He already achieved what he's gonna achieve in the sports realm. Where can he go from here? He's not gonna win Emmys and stuff for Force Tech. He's not part of the Rush. He's not PTI. PTI was a legitimate journalistic integrity program that birthed all those programs because of Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon. They won Emmys after Emmys after Emmys. He would never get to that level. He would never get that type of respect when it comes to television programming. So he know he's reached his peak when it comes to the sports realm. So now he's trying to get into the political realm and see if he could reach his peak there. See if he could go higher in that realm than he is in his current job and programming now. As far as getting people like Angel coming to the platform, I don't see it. But the one thing he does have in his favor, one thing he does got in his favor is I think Angel Reese respects a Monica McNutt. So I think if a Monica McNutt reach out to Angel and assure Angel, hey man, I'm gonna have your back. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna have your best interests at heart. If you need me to, just let me know what questions you want and not want to ask in advance, and I will assure you that hey, those questions will get asked. And if I feel like a subject is going out of line, I will jump in and interrupt, even if it caused me to lose my position. I think that would help a Stephen A. Smith, but I don't think Stephen A. himself could go to an Angel Reese and get an interview because I don't think Angel Reese respects him as a journalist anymore because they all standing for dollars.
Mm. Even at the expense of their mental health, they don't care no more.
No, not at all.
And at the end of the day, I think they don't understand that true journalism is about telling stories. It's about telling stories in a very authentic way. It's
Mhm.
not it's not embellishing certain things so certain things stand out so that person can eventually get attacked at the end of it. I think he just sometimes when money get involved, you do something strange for a little bit of change, the ball.
Yeah, that I think that's unfortunately we in a society that clicks is all that matters because
Hmm.
they just care about how the checks cleared. Like I said, going back to PTI, that was a journalistic just show. Uh, the sports reporters at 9:30 on Sunday, that was a journalistic integrity show. Hall of Famer journalists came from that show, including a person that used to be a Hall of Fame journalist, and Jason Whitlock, when he was authentic, came from that show. See,
Right.
that's when journalism was pure, authentic, and real. But now, because of the sports, because of the first take, hot take segment now, where we in a hot take society where we gotta get our takes off when we react to a certain topic, right? Did it up. There's no journalistic integrity anymore. It's about, you know what I'm saying? Who can I make mad? How can I drive the topic of conversation? And I don't care who it affects along the way, long as that check clears on the first and the 15th. And that's what all matters at this point when it comes
Mm.
to journalism today.
How do you feel about Stephen A. going from podcast to podcast, talking about the same thing over and over?
Um, it clearly a person that's bothered by how LeBron James approached him. I
Hmm.
think he never got over that. And I
Hmm.
think he's a person that because he has a certain perception of how people view him, he feel like he got to go on these podcasts to in his mind to change that perception.
Mm.
But people gonna feel the way that they feel because you have a history of what you're doing over the years. This is not a one time thing. Your history tell people who you are. So I don't care how many podcasts you go on, people are not going to believe you. Because anytime something goes wrong, you get out of character and you show who you really are as a person. And that just something that he just had to accept. This is the one thing I can accept about I can respect about Jason Whitlock. He came to the conclusion that black people gonna feel the way they feel about me. I just better just embrace it at this point. And just, you know what I'm saying, and hope that I can milk this well till the well runs dry. If it ever runs dry. Because as long as black people in this country, we would never get the respect that we deserve from white America. And so Jason Whitlock will always have an income because he will always could say stuff that's controversial and even disrespectful toward black people on white people's behalf. And they will always pay top dollar for that. And so him going on these podcasts, yes, it makes him feel good, but at
Mm.
the end of the day, it's not gonna do that to his image. He already stitching in people's mind how they feel about him. That's all.
Mm. Well, I Stephen A. Sometimes you talk so much that the message get lost, and whatever the message you was trying to convey, it's completely lost right now. I I don't know, Duval. I do not know. But I will tell y'all this. I was listening to look, I was listening to something the other day. This is what happened with first of all, let me get to this. Before we wrap up. And Stephen A got into it. Well, not really got into it, but Alexis Ohanian kind of checked him. And this is where we talk about the hypocrisy sometimes of Stephen A. Smith. Hold on.
Yeah, they try to get rid of me. They tried to get rid of me on the
They did.
They tried to
Hold
get
on.
rid of me.
Look, I'm gonna play what happened on first take, and then I'm gonna play what Stephen A. said about the situation. After it was all said and done. Yeah.
But hold on. Before you play this, let's play
Go
the
ahead.
Serena Williams clip first.
Which one? Hold on.
The actual clip. What happened after the Super Bowl? I think you got both of them.
That happened after the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Go back to your
Let's see.
Go back to your No, go back to your Twitter thing, your Twitter timeline. What you got all your clips at?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just not showing it on the screen. Hold on.
If you show it on screen, I think I can show you where it's at. Or
hold on.
Do I have to No, what? Go to your Instagram. I sent it to your Instagram. I remember.
Okay. You just sent it?
I ain't just sent it, but I sent it to you tonight. But it shouldn't be far. I can tell you exactly where it's at. But that needs to be played first.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, chat. Let me see.
Is it?
No, that's Kevin Gates. No, hold on. Is this? That jumped on. No, that's not it either.
Oh, okay. But I think if you go back to your Twitter timeline, if you show it on your share, I think it's under your
Hold on. That's what I'm trying to figure out what you talking about, actually. So I don't have anything with her after the Super Bowl.
Cause I sent it to you. Matter of fact, go. Yeah. Where you got all your clips at?
It's just me going through. Yeah, I don't have nothing about. And no.
Now, where's the one where you about to play Kevin?
No.
Hold up. I'm sorry. The one you're about to play. You're about to play Alexis.
Yeah, I was about to play the interaction between. Yeah, I was about to play the interaction.
I ain't gonna say show that, but once you get to that part, I'm gonna tell you exactly where it's at because it is right under it.
Okay, hold on.
So when you get to that, when you show that clip, I'm gonna show you exactly where it's at.
Okay, yeah, it's right under there. If that's what you want, right here. Hold on. If that's what you want to play first, hold on. We got this chat. Hold on. I know what you're talking about. Nah, I think. Hold on.
Yeah, right there. That's it. Okay. I know I sent it to you.
Shut your butt up. Hold on. All right.
So that's the original clip.
Say, the Serena moment for me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just like I want to.
Serena, like let's just give her.
Well, you can say give her a props, but Shannon brought it up, so I'm going there. I'm going to be like, if I'm your husband, I'm like, why are you up there dancing or something?
I wanted my lick
trolling your ex.
And don't you mess up either, because I get my lick back on you too. I bet it like that.
But the Compton connection is the Compton.
You see, Ryan Clark was trying to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go.
That's what I was going to say. The Compton connection.
She's from Compton.
No,
we know. Like we know that.
Even if too. RC, you and I both know. Even if she's not from Compton, everybody knows her and Drake were together at one point in time. Right. And it seemed like everybody wanted to get their lick back on Drake.
RC's, what Stephen A is saying, if he was in that situation and now he's married, he's not allowing none of that's happening.
Hold on, no.
That's what he said.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, Go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me?
Isn't that questioning that man's masculinity, having control over his household? I digress.
Go ahead,
Stop it.
What?
Stop it, Stephen A.
This is true.
If you with Serena Williams, you're gonna be a kept man anyway. Don't start that.
Really?
You ain't gonna run the house. You're not gonna wear the pants.
You know
about that? You sure about that?
Question?
You sure about that?
Hold on.
He's hilarious. He said you're gonna be a kept man.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Okay.
I think Alex is doing pretty well. You know, he found Reddit, and he's so ready for a good change. I think
he missed the point. RC was saying you will be a kept man, but Alex is not.
He okay.
Yeah, he got
That's what he's trying to
say. Dio got something to say. Go ahead, Dio. You got something to say?
Stop.
He's ready to say. We got hear from Dio.
I want to hear this one.
Well, I did not know that Serena dated Drake, so not everybody does, Shannon. Not surprisingly.
Oh, my God.
That's what I said. Not everybody. Keep going.
My question.
It was the end of it. Before you play his her husband's rebuttal, I want to address Mr. Brandon Smith because he said I didn't know that Jason Woodlock was an award-winning journalist. Let me tell you something about Jason Woodlock. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Jason Woodlock was a top 10 journalist in the country. Like, Jason Woodlock was like that. For real, for real. He was a top-of-line A-plus journalist back then. He just along the way realized, hey, more money being made disrespecting black people than it is having journalistic integrity.
And he got fired a couple of times. But
yeah, he got fired ESPN twice. Got fired from Fox Sports because, you know, the way he carried himself. But he was a top-of-the-line journalist at one point in his career. Just like I say, he got lost along the way, and now he's still lost. That's all.
Well, I would say this. RC was trying to tell him, yeah, one of you ninjas on the panel will be a kept man, but Mr. O'Hannon is not. He got firm control of what he doing. Maybe you couldn't have told Serena what to do. But Mara, I digress.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go back to what old boy said on the thing. Mr. Alexis.
Well, also too, Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
well, you know what? Listen, I didn't. People, headlines are headlines. We can get into that another time. But I was
hoping you were going to be here.
I'm not. Oh no, I am not.
Oh, that man said I was hoping you were going to be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Qualified. Married? Right. Oh no, not me. Well, I ain't qualified, my brother. I'm not qualified.
I was going to ask because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No, Stephen. Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies, and the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
So I generally try to stay in my lane as advice.
Then we'll talk marriage advice later. I'm running 13 years strong. We got you. Alexis, thank you so much.
The sister was looking out for Stephen A.
NYC two-night event in New York, incredible. Can't wait to watch. I'm looking for a Tiffany's crown. Appreciate you, Alexis.
Appreciate you. Well, also too,
go ahead, DePaul.
I ain't like this. I really did.
But you okay with him kicking about the man's marriage on live TV?
I ain't like that either, but I understood where Stephen A was coming from because a lot of men would have felt the way if you is so intent of dancing on your ex grave when you've been married to me for quite some time. Sometimes you just gotta let your past go. And it seemed like to me, on the outside looking at it, and to a lot of men who looked at that clip with Serena Williams at that Super Bowl is like, why are you still having bitterness over Drake when you're a married woman with kids? You should be happy. You should be at peace. You shouldn't even want no part of that. But again, she felt the way she felt. So I understood why Stephen A. Smith said what he said. But again, Stephen A. Smith got to understand that when he speaks like that on his public platform, people gonna take that a lot more personally than it is if we speaking on a podcast like ours where only a certain segment of people might hear it. You see what I'm saying? So he got to expect somebody to give him that same energy when they see him in person. But I just do wonder, we had that same energy for everybody. With that same Caucasian man, without his $1 billion security, because you know he got money, so he could get David Seals and everything else to security for him. We had that same energy if it was somebody else and he had that security on. So it's like people like to pick and choose when they want to flex their power, knowing that they have the upper hand based on, say who they are as people. But I digress.
I would say this, Stephen A was being messy because like I told you before we got up on here, a lot of people, and I'm not talking about the people that be all in videos, all up in the shade room, all up in the, I'm not talking about them people, but a lot of people had forgot that relationship had ever even occurred.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Like until Stephen A said that, a couple of people asked me, was like, she dated Drake? I was like, yeah, I think she did. I don't know how long it was, but it wasn't that long. But yeah, he dated. Oh, okay.
People forget that she dated Common too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Matter of fact, him and Common, Drake and Common had a beef because of Serena Williams. They threw shots at each other in songs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So neither didn't want to marry her, so she married him.
But let me ask you something. So, okay, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest song of the year.
Not like us.
Won all these Grammys. Biggest stage.
Yep.
You get a call from Kendrick and say, hey, I want you to dance with me at the Super Bowl. You turning that down for Drake?
I see why she wouldn't. I probably would have. And the reason why I would have because I knew the game that Kendrick was playing, and I wouldn't want to be a part of that. I moved on with my life. Like
even though to her it might have been about the West Coast. No, because that is her dance that she did a long time as a tennis star.
Yeah, that's a crip walk. That's a gangster dance. If a wrong person do a crip walk, we get killed. Now they not gonna kill Serena because like I said she's Serena. But
and
you don't supposed to do that again.
She's iconic for that, right?
Of course.
And this might be the only chance in your life that you will ever get to do that
on a grand stage. But like I said again, it come with questions. Just like you said, that iconic dance. That iconic dance did get her backlash from a lot of people, especially white America. Because they're asking themselves, why is you doing a dance that represents a gang that kills people for doing that same dance?
And like Sharon said, if you trust your wife, you shouldn't worry about it. Hey, this is one of the things I said backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Men like Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp make an assumption that married folk didn't have a conversation like we having right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's very disingenuous to think that I didn't talk about this with my husband.
Yeah.
And he might have been like, oh no, baby, that's a great opportunity. Go do it. People are assuming, oh, she just saying screw her husband. She's doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that Alexis Ohana took offense to.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame him. Because you don't know what goes on in my household. You don't know what we went through to come to this decision. And neither is it none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
What you feel. I'm not you. I'm secure in myself, sir. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I would say, y'all.
But
Leave mad folks' business. Leave their business alone.
But this is what I would say about. See, this is why in situations like this, it's good to be white instead of black. And I'm gonna tell you why.
You talking about with him confronting the old boy?
No, not him confronting Stephen A. Smith, but him, Serena Williams marrying him, and he's a white guy. Then Serena marrying somebody that's black. And I'm finna tell you the difference.
Okay.
Him being a white guy, white people is not gonna really be into the weeds of all that when it comes to the drama and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing, and they just move on. They don't even think about it. But with black people, it's about pride. And if our significant others on a stage dancing to my ex grave and stuff my ex downfall and stuff like that, it just look weird to us. And it brings us unnecessary drama, especially from social media, that we probably don't want to be a part of. And I'm gonna give you a case of point to bring my point home. Cause I thought about this today too. You remember Nelly and Ashanti?
Mm-hmm.
Nelly made a decision to perform in front of Trump for the inauguration. Nelly didn't care about how this would look on Ashanti, who didn't want no part of Trump, didn't want no part of Trump or MAGA or anything like that. But that woman lost, not say TV deal, but she lost shows appearances. She lost fans. Black women questioning her. She getting backlash that she ain't deserve. All because of that man's decision. Because one thing about it is, even if you're innocent in the situation, black people going to check you for it. Because black people held Ashanti accountable and be like, hey, why you lie here even go on stage like that, knowing how that man feel about us overall as people. So she had to pay a price. Huh?
What did she say?
What did Ashanti say?
Yeah, because you're making an assumption that he didn't talk to her about it unless you know for sure.
She didn't like it. It was on I remember I wish we could put up the clip. Remember they got a reality TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It was on a reality TV show that Nelly had announced that he was on perform at inauguration, and Ashanti and his mama ain't like it.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't want him to do it. I remember that. Mm-hmm. And that was on that reality TV show. But nevertheless, she got the brunt of it for something that he did.
Yeah.
And she had nothing to do with it.
They married, right?
They married. But I'm saying, but with a Caucasian couple, Caucasian people ain't gonna hold him accountable for Serena wanting to dance with on Super Bowl stage on her ex downfall. But like I said, if that was a black person that married to Serena, would the backlash would have been different for him?
I don't know, because I think y'all, I tell people this all the time. We are not a monolith. You talk to some black men about this situation, I'm just telling you from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them was like, yeah, I wouldn't have cared. And then some people like you would have cared.
Yeah.
Some people don't care about the dude that you dated 10 years ago. Some people are with the pettiness. Some people think it's funny. Some people think it's a great opportunity. Like, I wouldn't turn that down. Not for that. For that dude, you over it, I'm over it, but what does it matter?
Yeah.
Because black people are not a monolith.
Mm-hmm.
We don't all think the same. Despite a lot of us thinking that we do, we don't. So what might be offensive to you, Duval, might not be offensive to another man who doesn't doesn't feel no type of way. He like go get your money.
Mm-hmm. You right
You
about
see
that.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my only thing with Stephen A. and even Shannon Sharp, my only thing is like some of them people said in the chat, like I get it. We talking about certain marriage and kids. Stay away from that. Just just stay away.
Now you might be right that the husband might been with the shits when it came to this
He
situation.
might be.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this the same guy that was called the groupie on Drake's song.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. He
And
might have been
so
like, pump him.
and so that's something where he might want revenge for that, for being called a groupie. You know what I'm saying, say Drake, song or
Drake
two and
called
two.
that man a groupie.
Matter of fact, I just sent it to you on Instagram so you can show the audience so they can see what we're talking about.
He
I
called
don't got
that
the
man a
full
groupie.
lyrics. Called her a groupie, and so
Oh my. Okay. I'm gonna
and
bring it
so
up. Hold
so I
on.
can see why he maybe wanted Serena to dance on his downfall, being called the PDF and stuff like that, because
He might have been with the shit, like we say. Okay, Kendrick banging Compton and saying, nigga better not speak on Serena because Drake randomly dissed her husband on middle of the ocean and called him a groupie. Meanwhile, he was all in his stands cheesing when he dated her. What are you on, fam?
that's what I'm saying. So it
Uh-oh.
you're right. And let me address something. Miss Gab. I don't know if it's a
Uh-oh.
miss or a miss, but I'm gonna just assume it's a miss. I'm gonna say you're right. Some men could be insecure. In some cases, I could be insecure. We human though. Everybody ain't comfortable with certain things. Hell, everybody ain't comfortable with speaking on air, like I'm speaking now. So that takes a lot of courage and a lot of conviction in yourself to do certain things or to be comfortable with certain things that maybe other people not comfortable with. So I would never disagree with that. But race do have a lot to do with it because, like I said again, I don't think white people is more caught up in social media when it comes to how people think of them than black people. And that say that just we're more big on social media and our opinions of social media than other race. That just like if I could relate to another situation, it's like when a Caucasian person get famous, they could go back to their neighborhoods and not worry about anything happening to them.
Mm-hmm.
We can't say the same thing because our circumstances are different. Life is different. And so I agree with you, Gab. We can't be insecure. We can be, what I'm saying, not say petty, but what I'm saying, unsure of, what I'm saying, the circumstances at hand. But that what makes us human. We're not perfect. We all is a not say a walking contradiction, but we all is a work in progress. And so it's about us trying to rebuild ourselves one day at a time. But none of us is perfect.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm asking a question to the audience and you. You think you think Stephen A. Smith and lost the black audience? Or you think this is just an impasse?
He lost the black audience. I ain't gonna say a long time ago, but quite recently. I don't think he has the black audience like he once did. Cause remember when he used to speak for the black audience, he used to get suspended, and he used to, what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think that situation really scared him for speaking on black issues the way that he used to previously. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he got the white audience either. I think
Mm-hmm.
the white audience don't respect him because they know he's a what you call a drifter. They know he's somebody that that do things for dollars, he's not authentic. He's not somebody that can be trusted. So white people really don't trust his opinions, and black people don't respect him as a man. And so that's why his career right now is in no man's land. That's why he always seems like he going on these platforms to really not say answer for his critics, but to really explain himself a lot. Because he knows that he don't have the backing of the black audience or the white audience based on his history over the years.
So you saying he a man without a country?
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what he is. He's a man without a country.
he just always fumbling and bumbling around.
Yep. That's why you notice he got all this money, but he's not happy. Think about that. He's not somebody that's happy. Like if you listen to Mike Wilbon, that's the GOAT. He's happy. Because he got the black audience. Because he's authentic. Even though he criticized the black audience at times. But he is authentic to who he is because he'll criticize white folks too. So he's happy. You know what I'm saying? Stuart Scott, when he was living, he was happy. Because he had the black audience. Black audience loved Stuart Scott. You see what I'm saying? But people like Jason Whitlock and Stephen A., they don't have the black audience. So they always find themselves explaining themselves when it comes to why they do certain things and why they attack the black audience in certain ways to justify their behaviors. Because they don't have the black audience, and that's what they wanted. I just think the difference between the two is, seeing they still trying to fight for the black audience love. I think Jason Whitlock just gave it up a long time ago. Because people forget before Jason Whitlock really went rogue, and I hope Brandon Smith is still in the chat when I say this about Jason Whitlock. There was at one point before he got terminated from ESPN because no black journalists wanted to work with him. He was going to have a magazine set up in ESPN called Black Grantland. It was going to be the Ringer before the Ringer. And he was going to have all black journalists to talk about black issues and to do a positive piece on LeBron James and everything else. He had this all set up with ESPN. If you want to Google it. It's called Black Grantland. But a lot of the black journalists didn't want to work with him. Like Bomani Jones at the time didn't want to work with him. Jamel Hill didn't want to work with him. Scoop didn't want to work. Scoop Jackson didn't want to work with him. Kevin Blackstone, another black journalist, didn't want to work with him. So because a lot of people didn't want to work with Jason Whitlock because they knew a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we did not know publicly as of yet. That's why that black Grantland never took off. And then ever since ESPN let him go, then he been anti-black ever since.
My last question to you. Have we become, talking about the black audience, have we become too sensitive to criticism that's levied against us?
Yes, but we have to be.
Okay.
Because we don't get covered fairly. That's why we're so sensitive towards Angel Reese. Because we know my GOAT didn't get covered fairly. Because she would have got covered fairly, they would have said, yeah, what she did to Kayla was wrong. But Kayla also did that to Haley Van Lith. You know, they tried to lie and say she did that to the strength coach. You know, the strength coach never came out and said, hey, Caitlin Clark did that towards me. We don't even know who the strength coach is that hour. And that strength coach had plenty of time to bring her ass out or his ass out and say, nah, that was towards me. Me and Caitlin talked about it, blah, blah, blah. Why no strength coach never came out and spoke on this situation? Because it wasn't true. She did that to Haley Van Lith. The controversy got out of hand. She probably called Haley Van Lith, or her team called Haley Van Lith, and Haley Van Lith said what she said to protect her. But Angel wasn't covered fairly. So we get sensitive to her when her teammates say stuff about her, or when the media say stuff about her, because we know it's not coming from a place of objectivity. It's coming from a place of hate and journalistic clicks. They don't care about the humanity of the person. So yes, that's why we as black people going to be oversensitive when it comes to media coverage because media coverage is dominated by white America, and white America don't have our best interests at heart.
And I will tell you this: the trip part about the whole thing is neither neither one of the athletes was wrong. Wasn't nothing bad about the gesture or none of that. It's all in sport.
Yeah.
I, all of this is just really crazy to me because I can't tell you how much little people, I'm talking about children, talk smack. They talk smack from young to old. And I don't understand how we even get here. Because neither lady was wrong.
Not at all.
When you the winner, you the rabbit, and you got the gun.
Yeah.
You get to pop your itch. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
firm believer of that. You get to pop your itch. You get to do all this shit that you know your opponent would do if the roles was reversed.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think white America was so shocked that women did that because usually they expect that from men. They expect the showboating to come from men and the bravado and everything else to come from men in the realm of sport. They never seen a woman showboat like that. They met a woman before Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark showboated in any form of magnitude. I can't name it. The closest I can name it was when Serena Williams did the crip walk. And she got killed for that. She got killed for that when she did the crip walk when she won at Wimbledon. But other than that, women don't showboat like that. And so white America wasn't used to that. And plus, white America wasn't watching sports like that with women's sports. Let's just be honest.
well,
And so
they
that's
need to keep it. Y'all been keep trying to put us in a box, the ball.
Yeah.
We're not a box. We're not a monolith. Some of us are loud. Some of us are delicate. Some of us are quiet. Some of us are just like everybody else. They got loud men. They got quiet men. They got men that talk shit. Then they got men that don't just be humble and go to their bench. That's the same thing with women. I don't know why we keep getting shocked because we all human beings.
Yeah. We are, but I think the problem is they never was used to that because they never watched women's sports on a grand scale like that. I mean, think about this. Even when Caitlin was in the WNBA, when she went against Cheryl Reese and she beat the Minnesota Lynx, what she did, she went by Cheryl Reese bench and clapped right in front of her.
Same thing she was doing to Skylar Diggins.
Yes, and Skylar Diggins shoved her. Well, I mean, she shoved her with the shoulder. And that's fine because, like I said, that's sports. We love that. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin, she a shit talker.
Yes, she is. And I love
big
it.
shit talker. She's a big shit talker. You know what I'm saying? And they respect that. That's gangster.
Right.
It's white America that's being sensitive. And she's the damsel in distress because, like I said, it's a history of white women being damsel in distress. Like, we can go back to Emmett Till. We can go back to, like I said, Mississippi burning. We can go back to what's it called? The birth of the nations. There's a history of Caucasian women being damsel in distress, being Karens. That's why we call them Karens for a reason. Because they have a history of manipulating things for them to feel like victims instead of allowing these people to be themselves. And Caitlin keep telling y'all she don't want to be the victim.
Right.
But y'all keep making her the victim.
She don't want to be. No.
She don't want to be a victim at all, but y'all make her the victim. Because y'all have y'all agendas. Y'all need clicks. Y'all need somebody to attach to. Y'all need a reason to be mad at black people. That's all.
Right.
Let's just be real. They all just want a reason to be mad at black people. And so at the end of the day, instead of taking Caitlin Clark for what it is, instead of y'all taking Caitlin Clark word for what it is, y'all gonna interpret what Caitlin Clark is saying. Instead of allowing Caitlin Clark to tell you her truth. And her truth is, hey, Angel talk shit to me, I'm gonna talk shit to her. F Angel, she said F me, we cold.
Right. 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 Hey, we about to get up out of here. We at the 2-hour mark, guys. And it's 1:00 in the morning. We love y'all, but we got to go to bed. Thank y'all for pulling up for this nice discussion. If you're going to catch us on the playback, please catch us on the playback. It's a great discussion about media, about Stephen A. Smith's voice in that media, and about how he looks to the new American athlete, specifically Black American athlete. But y'all catch us on the playback, hit the like button. Also put something in the comments, let us know what you think. Trust me, we don't claim to be all knowing. We just giving you our takes and our opinions. Thank you, Duval, for rocking with me tonight in the middle. Thank y'all for pulling up on the D block. Look at that, Duval. They pulled up on the D block. They pulled up on the D block. We about to get up out of here. Anything else you want to say?
No, not really. We out.
We out, player. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.